on everything. Okay. I'm back, baby. I'm back. Yeah, I was wondering how we could change that motherfucker, right? Oh, yeah, because even when the first one, when we renamed it in YouTube, that shit still said, welcome to our lives. Word. Oh, yeah, yo. It's all good. We in there. Yo. All right, let's go. Just go to our page. We're going to start from the authority from the root. Straight from there. Peace and love to the people, man. Make sure y'all share this out, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to our YouTube, man. Go to Instagram, Facebook. Make sure y'all go friend that, man. Make sure y'all go run up the TikTok too, man. Okay? Rich off knowledge, everything, man. It's a new day. It's a new day, man. I see the screen. You got the screen up. Okay. Go to the IRS menu, bro. All right, y'all. Off the rip, we coming straight at everybody that's screaming this. I'm a Moor. I proclaim my nationality. I'm an American national. I got the straw man connected and all of that, right? All of this shit they wolfing, right? Nationality deals with political status. Eric, let's just get this clear, right? It has nothing to do with a state administration. Nationality has nothing to do with a state administration. I just want y'all to understand that. I can go proclaim Chinese, whatever, Moorish, whatever. If you don't have control of the estate, you are still a ward. That's why you see Moors that proclaim, oh, I proclaim my nation, and you still get knocked in the head. You still going to jail. You still being taxed. You still using that social security number, right? You still, come on, man. All right, bring it closer. Okay? All right. Okay. Now, if we see it there, right? It's still a little, hopefully you can see it. Hopefully y'all can see it bigger than me. I can't really see it that big. Okay, well, that might look big enough. Go back. That kind of did look big enough. It's just I'm on the phone, so that's probably why it looked like that for me. Okay, so it says an infant is a decedent of an estate. Okay, an infant is a decedent of an estate. What's a decedent? What's a decedent, y'all? Okay, an infant is a decedent of an estate. Okay, a owner, a trustor of a trust. What's a trust, y'all? An infant is a decedent of a state. A owner, right? Grantor, right? A grantor, a owner, a trustor of a trust. Come on, y'all. I want y'all to see this. What's a trust and what's an estate? Because that's what an infant is. That's what you thought your baby was, right? That's what you thought your baby was. Okay? An infant is a decedent of a state, a grantor, a owner, a trustor of a trust, right? Guardianship, receivership, custodianship, right? Capacity. that has yet been received a social security number. Okay? Now, if you look on this web, go up a little bit, Brody. It says entity types. Go a little closer, bro. Entity types, right? Now you good. I can see it. Yep. Entity types, meaning it doesn't say living man or living woman. These are considered entities, dead fictions. Okay? A dead fiction. I just want y'all to understand that. Okay? So an infant is a decedent of an estate, right? Custodian until he receive a SSN. Okay? A decedent. So the infant mean a dead person, someone legally dead, civilly dead, right? The name is a dead entity. It's a decedent. If you acting as the infant name, the child, the minor's name that's on the birth certificate, right? You are considered a decedent, meaning someone dead, right? Before you got your SSN, you were considered an infant estate. Once the SSN is issued, the estate trust is now administered under that number. Okay? Once you get, that's why it's called Social Security Administration, because it's administered in the estate. Now, if I claim my nationality, does anything to fix that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I'm gonna just keep saying that so y'all can understand. E is talking kingdom, inheritance, land, birthright, credits, debits, bonds, securities, annuities. I'm talking that, and y'all talk about my political status. Who I pledge allegiance to. I just want y'all to understand nationality, status, political status, right? A state, executor, heir, roles in a trust, in a state trust. You see that an infant is a decedent of an estate and a owner or grantor of a trust. So we dealing with estates and trusts. Simple math. Don't got nothing to do with identity. This what we got. It has nothing to do with identity. And these guys don't understand, and they come in and they don't really understand that you an infant in this. You a little boy to this knowledge, boy. All you got to do is declare your nationality, pledge to the government. Bro, what is you talking about? This has nothing to do with the estate. I want y'all to understand this, right? So now look, being in this capacity, being in this person capacity, right? This person, this entity is the borrower, right? The corpus, the corpse, the body, this entity. This is the body, this is the corpse, this is the debtor, right? I want y'all to understand that. It has nothing to do with us, the living people. This two things right here is instruments for us to administrate that estate, to take control of that decedent estate. It's these documents is for us to take control of this. Has nothing to do with our Morris nationality. People got to understand that. Nationality is not the order of the day. The new order of the day, it's a new day. And the new order of the day is always estates and trusts. It's always, that's what's going on right now. They don't care about your identity. No one cares about what you call, it's personal, like your religion. I don't care about your religion. Just like I don't care about your nationality. All I care about is my role in this trust, my character in this trust. Okay? That's what Jenkins Bay, Ritual of Knowledge, and the New Mind Temple is about. Okay? It's about getting our birthright, our inheritance back, our lands back, our tenements back, our hereditaments back. That's what I'm on. Okay? Estates require, if you see on there, estates require SSN, right? Individual tax identifier number, right? Trusts require what? SSN, right? ITIN, right? So the estate, a decedent, right? There. So we got the SSN. That's see how that line up? Trust. You need an SSN. You a grantor, owner, or a trustee. See how that line up? An infant is defined as a decedent of an estate who has yet received the SSN, right? This means at birth, you were the decedent of the estate. At birth, this was the deceit. It has nothing to do with you. This is what we do. We put ourselves in this position. Oh, they talk about me. They saying I'm dead. I got to prove I'm alive. What? What are you talking about? The system doesn't recognize man. It only recognizes Decedents of estates. They only recognize name fictions. That's it. That's why everybody got an SSN or EIN. You can't operate without it. Okay, and you can see all the corporations, LLCs. You see how it's the same thing. It's all business. And we keep saying that we the persons. We keep saying we the thing, we the dead thing, we the res. And you not. You supposed to be administrating that. Okay? The state registrar acts as the informant and trustee. Okay? Once you got your SSN, you became the trust grantor. Okay? But unless you claim the executor status, not Morris status, unless you claim the executor, not Morris status, unless you claim the executor status, the system presumes you are still an infant ward, just like this Jones say child. If you ain't never changed this role in this structure in this trust, you still considered as a decedent, an infant, a ward, and a minor. I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you declared your nationality in 92. You still a minor. That's why you still got your SSN. That's why you still got a job. That's why you still being taxed. And that's why they still taking your Moorish ass to jail. Because your estate is still locked in warship. You left this in warship. Okay? And you think you doing something because you walking around with a Walmart card, calling your nationality card. You going to a corporate temple that been incorporated, that has an EIN, and you saying that's your government. And bro, my God said, I'm coming with a government on my shoulders. You dig me? My Christ said, the kingdom of his God is within me. The kingdom is within me. You niggas keep trying to pledge. You niggas keep trying to pledge and play that corporate Roman Republic game, that res publica game, because you've been raised by your daddy. You've been raised by your European daddy, and you don't know that much. You've been raised in a public. You've been raised in a res publica, and you lost the covenant with God. That's why your prophet said, right? Our prophet said, look, and it's crazy because y'all in the temple, right? Y'all standing 10 tall, right? I want y'all to understand. He said, look, get a good European education. Get a good European education. You niggas turn European. You niggas, oh yeah, we started a government, and I'm a Moroccan national. I'm a Moroccan national in it. Y'all keep telling us about political. You coming to the kingdom talking about what you pledged allegiance to. And I'm talking about lands, tenements, hereditaments. I don't care about what you pledged to. I don't care about who you pledged. You pledged your shit to a piece of paper. That's why my God said he don't want us to have a king. God is my king. If I'm a national of something, that means I pledged allegiance. That means I pledged my estate to somebody corporate fiction because they incorporate it and call it a municipality, a nation state. They incorporate it and they pledged their allegiance to that. And they saying, look, this is my government. You know, does that make sense to y'all? Is that how y'all rocking? Did y'all just take y'all shit out of Babylon just to give it to somebody else? But when I asked them, okay, show me your estate. Well, I'm a national. I can't. This is what I'm telling to y'all. Don't let these people sell you hopes and dreams, man. This shit is about God's covenant, trust in estates, bro. Don't let these niggas play with you like that. Back in the day, it was about nationality, right? Because niggas at that time was called colored, Negro, black, Indians. They was being all classified. So his day was nationality, right? It's a new day now, right? And the new day is about the kingdom, okay? And if you niggas ain't running your house, if you niggas ain't running your estates, you a ward of somebody else. You letting somebody else be the superior. Right? If you calling yourself a national, a resident, a citizen, and you superior, somebody else is superior to you. Y'all thinking that's a flex. Okay? The birth certificate title document of the estate, like a deed. Okay? The birth certificate is a title document like the estate, like it's a deed, right? So think about this. These is what you get in coming into the game. This is what you get coming into certificate of live birth certificate. So this is what you get coming into the game, right? What y'all got to understand is this has nothing to do with you. This has nothing to do with you. You must control this thing, this res, these trust documents. These are in trust. These instruments are in trust, under seal, under seal. If you look at the social got the seal behind it, right? Social got the seal behind it. So I just want y'all to understand. All this is under seal. All these documents are instruments that's been registered in trust. Okay? Which gives us equitable interest. Which gives us equitable interest. If it's in trust, that means I got equitable interest in this trust res thing. Okay? Social security number, tax identifier number for the estate trust. Okay? Your legus, the legal entity. Estate equals a decedent equals a decedent. Roll it down a little bit more. Okay? Right there. Yup. This the problem, right? Most people never step into the role of executor. They jump right into their nationality, right? Oh, I did my proclamation. I proclaimed my nationality. Still going to jail. Still got a job. Still being taxed. How you going to eat if you don't got your estate, right? And the estates generate credits, and our estates back the nation's credit, right? How are you going to eat if you just left your estate in warship with the state of trustees for and you just proclaimed your nationality and you just think that's it? That's just it. Come on, man. The state and IRS or public trustees keeps management the estate if the heir you still stay in the infant capacity. Just like right now. If y'all didn't take my 5-step program, if y'all didn't get them 5 steps, if y'all didn't tap into class and get them 5, you still considered as a infant, a ward, a foundling, abandoned prop. You are the property. You acting as the. What's your name? Yeah, that's me. That's you. They asking you the name on the birth certificate. Yeah, that's me. Okay, come here. I want you to understand this, right? And a lot of people keep saying, "Oh, we did the executive thing. We did." So why y'all just can't show me y'all in control of y'all state? Show me documents. Don't just tell me you're the executive role, because it's a lot of that executorship over the straw man. This is not a straw man. There's no fucking such an illegal term called straw man. I've been in this law all day. IRS manual, old ancient archives, case. I never see straw man. What you can see, what the IRS is calling it, is a decedent of an estate. It's an estate. It's fucking straw, man. Come on, man. Fucking kids. Y'all really infants. I'm having minor conversations with minors. Like, you niggas is jumping on a page. Niggas is trying to ride the wave to try to stop it, and you can't. You got that bullshit ass shit you got, right? You out here waving a Moroccan flag, and you got your fez on, and you think you that, and you not. That's why y'all niggas still got trouble. Y'all act like I ain't never been him on that same side talking that shit y'all talking. Like I don't know it. Like I ain't studied it all this time and pop out for nothing. That's how I know that shit that y'all got ain't enough. It ain't gonna be enough. My people want more. They want more, and I'm gonna give it to them. I'm the only one giving water. Y'all starved them for 20, 30, 40 years. It's been the same information over and over. Now when we pop up, we get 300,000 views in 4 days. My Instagram at 200,000 views in 4 days. Soon as we start talking to the public, it's telling me they never had it. Never had it. Okay? Recognize the difference between you and the living heir, and the name and state. This is what they doing. They keep thinking they this. You gotta represent. You gotta recognize you the heir, you the spirit, and this the corpse. Okay, the spirit controls the corpse. Okay, this the trust corpus is a body in law. It's the body. God said you're the spirit. You're the spirit man. Spirit. But you ain't alive. So I gotta wake you up. You've been dead. You've been acting like the dead man, right? So now I gotta wake you up, right? Telling you the living soul. You control the body. Okay? Just like right now. Our soul, our body. I am not this body. I am the soul. I will transcend when this is over with, right? Just like right here. I am not this body. I am the spirit. I control the body. I want y'all to understand this, man. It's just spiritual. That's why it was a divine and national movement. You niggas keep dumping on that national shit, and you don't win. That national is a statutory creature. That shit will never win. Never. And take it from me. Go look at my past. That statutory shit will never win. Okay? as an executor of the state rather than a debtor ward, because that's all you do. I pledge my nationality, but I'm still a debtor in a ward because I ain't go convey my estate. I still ain't got control of my estate. So I'm a Moor, but I'm a debtor in a ward because I didn't understand this shit. Okay? But they ain't gonna tell you that. They gonna tell you, oh, we started the government and we got everything. Come on, man. My God said the government is coming on my shoulders. I just want you to understand that, right? Birth certificate created a trust corpus, okay? Social security number, account number for the trust estate, okay? IRS manual confirms an infant means a decedent of an estate until issued a SSN, okay? A decedent of an estate, birth certificate, first thing you get, until issued a SSN, okay? Until issued a SSN. Y'all see it, entity type, estate, SSN, trust, SSN. See? And y'all tripping. Y'all not understanding this shit. But Jenkins Bay got y'all. Rich of knowledge and a new mind gonna say that it's a new day. Everybody better bow down to the truth. Okay? I want y'all to understand that. An infant equals a decedent of a state or grantor, owner, or a truster of a trust. So we can't say a trust don't exist. Can't say this trust on it. The IRS manual is very fucking clear. The IRS is very clear. Okay? Want y'all to understand that. At birth, your estate was created. So off the rip, right? Because God said, a good man leave an inheritance. You are the intellectual property of God. Okay? You are the intellectual property of God. I want you to understand that. Okay? And your job was to make heaven on earth. Okay? Not make earth, not be sinful while you're here. Not make this shit hell. You supposed to make heaven on earth. Thy will be done as it is in heaven. Make it happen on earth. That's our job, dominion, right? Controlling this and ruling it, right? Making the earth like heaven. Not dying and go to heaven, but control your estate inheritance and make the earth like heaven. That's God's covenant. Okay, I want y'all to understand this, man. Because right now is y'all not, that first episode is showing y'all, right, the fondling hospitals and how you stepped into this with the cross, right? And the serpent, right? Because the snake is around that cross, right? For the hospital, for the fondling hospital, right? And Christ said, if you with me, deny the name and pick up the cross, right? So we supposed to deny the name and pick up the decedent of an estate. We supposed to be picking this drawing up, right? And we supposed to be running this shit. Okay? We didn't come to abolish the law. We came to fulfill it. You have an obligation. Heirs is under obligation. And you're supposed to fulfill your obligation. I want y'all to understand this. And this is why Moors can't get right. Right? So we did Negro, black, colored, Indian. And now I guess these niggas thought they were safe. But I saved the best for last. Because I couldn't wait to get a hold of you niggas. You niggas be talking that talk and you don't got it. Right? I'm an American national. I'm a come on, man. Knock it off, dog. Okay? Once the SSN is issued, that number is used to administrate the estate and commerce. Now we're dealing with commerce. Okay? This all business. You taking it personal. You think it's still about identity when it's all about commerce. Okay? Think about this. I can be my executor and run my state and not tell you what my nationality is. You hear me? I could be my executor and heir of my state and not tell you what my nationality is. These niggas think you can tell you your nationality and then they got everything that come with it. And that's a lie. That's a lie. Just because they got their nationality, they do not have this. They do not control their estate. They is not operating how I'm operating at all. The IRS acknowledged the infant equals a state trust entity before it is tied into the tax system with an SSN. So before you even got your SSN, right? Which you ain't have to get, right? You already was considered, this was already considered an estate, a trust estate. Why? Because it's automatically. In God we trust. One nation under God. The Bible is public law. Because everything is scriptural, right? This Fondling Hospital Act and this whole birth certificate act and this birth registration and death registration act, right? Is all coming from England, right? It's all coming from England common law. So I want y'all to understand this. Okay, you speak English. So when people ask me, so how did that work over here? And does it apply? You speak English. Do you speak American or do you speak English? So what do you think apply over here? That's why our prophet said this is international. We doing international commerce. You keep thinking you just domestic because you used to this. You think you just domestic because you used to this. So when we saying these acts and we breaking it down, y'all incompetent because y'all not international Moors. Y'all war debtors. Y'all domestic, independent domestic entities, man. Okay. So the IRS confirmed the hidden trust structure. The name is the estate decedent. The SSN, the account number for the estate. Unless you act as executor, the system presumes you're still an infant ward. Okay. I just want y'all to understand this. You still got that baby status. You 40. You 40 and you never stepped into the role. I just want you to understand this, right? Okay? When you sign, you appear and accept the role as the responsible party, debtor. Right? When you sign as that name, you saying, look, I'm the debtor. I represent you coming in the name of the beast. You coming in the image and the likeness. You coming in the image and the likeness of the beast. And God warned us about you. Right? God warned us about you. The mark, the name, the number. The mark, the name, the number. The Bible say you can't do business without the mark. The beast. That's you. You acting in the beast. And you rebellion from God. And you ain't coming in the image of God. Right? So who your father is? Who you think your father is if you ain't coming in the image of God and you coming in the image of the beast? Who you think your father is? Huh? Just want y'all to understand this, man. Just want y'all to understand this, man. When you register something, the state becomes the holder and trustee, whether it's your car, whether it's your mortgage, right? Whether if it's your child. If you register something, register means transfer. If you register something, that means you just gave the state title. Okay? That's why certificates says things like this is a clarify that this above is a true copy. It's a certified copy, what's already on the state books. That's why you only get the copy. That's why you only get the copy. Right? That's why you only get the copy. You don't get the original, you just get the copy. Okay? So we're going to get that. Okay? That's why we're going to get that. You are tied to the estate trust structure through your birth registration and SSN. If you don't act as the executor of the state, the IRS continues to treat you as an infant ward, a debtor, a taxpayer, right? Holding and using those documents, you are voluntarily acting as the name, which is in their system as the trustee debtor, not heir and executor. You see what's going on in court? You see what's going on why they can't discharge? You see what's going on why they can't get the annuity credits? You see how we could fuck up the treasury, but they can't? You see what's going on? Because we understand trust and estates. We understand nationality already. Okay, yeah, that's personal. I know my nationality. I know who I am. Thanks for the Moore Science Temple. Love you, know what you, Ali. But I want this. I need this thing right here. I need this thing right here. I need something he didn't give me. My God did. Something Nobuju Ali didn't give you. That's why y'all be deride him so much. It's like he a man like you. But this shit from God. This kingdom is from God. Same from Nobuju Ali. He did a great act like Jenkins Bay is doing. Like my guys in Rich Off Knowledge is doing. We open up schools of thoughts that's waking people up. Cool, granted. But this shit right here, this my God-given right. This my birthright. Okay? I'm going to get that. And what these Moors is not telling y'all is they don't know how to go get this. They're not telling you how to go get this. They ain't telling you how to get credits from the treasury and fund your family. And ain't no money. And it's only credit. And Federal Reserve notes is specialty debts. Okay? They not gonna tell you that. They not gonna tell you that this not money. This ain't nothing but credit backed by this. This ain't nothing but credit backed by this. This ain't nothing but credit backed by this right here, y'all. Okay? This right here is backing this up. Okay? This right here is backing this up because Federal Reserve notes is evidence of a debt. It's not money, it's evidence of a debt. You owe somebody. Who's the creditor? Specialty debt. Who's the specialty creditor? Not secure party creditor. Who's the specialty creditor? Who's the specialty creditor? See, we speak a whole different language. If you notice, my language is a whole lot different than these guys and these gurus in the public. I'm not going to say what they say. Okay? I want y'all to understand this, man. Okay? Now, in the public system, they recognize only the name fiction. In the public system, they only recognize the name and the number. They only recognize the name and the number. Why do you say that? Because they don't see living people. Living people acts in their roles. Executor, heir, right? Living people act, they got a role, they got a character to play. They got a character to play in this act. In this act, they got a character and a role to play. They're not saying, hey, look, I'm a Moorish American. I'm a Chinese. You notice no other people doing that. All other people and nations are thriving. They never out here, hey, my nationality is Chinese. Because it ain't even really about that. This is business. This is business. And I'm telling y'all, these Moorish cappers don't know how to handle business. They ain't been know how to handle business since Noble Jew Ali. They don't know how to handle, they don't know how to have 1 foot on land and 1 foot in water. They scared. They scared of this banking and security shit. They don't know. I'm telling y'all, they don't know. That's why they hit you with a bunch of state codes and know the Constitution and Moors are citizens. And yeah, because they scared of this estate business. They don't know how to get you out of this. That's why you got to come to a new mind and resolve knowledge, man. You hear me? Okay, that's why when you get a job, bank account, that's why when you get a job, bank account, loan, they don't ask you anything about you. They say, hey, look, what's your name? What's your social? What's your social? It has nothing to do with you. Who they doing business with, you or the estate? Who they doing business with, you or the estate? The estate. You just think it's you because you incompetent. That's why they labeled you an infant, a minor, a ward, because you don't know business. You don't know business. Think about it. Our prophet said the temple was for men to learn their affairs. You niggas don't know how to run your affairs. You niggas, you too stuck on corporate. I'm a national corporate. That's political. Cool. What you got private, what you and your government, whoever you choose to incorporate with, and behind that piece of paper, just think about this. When they say you pledged of allegiance, okay, a pledge, anybody know what a pledge is? A pledge is a security. A pledge is a security. So I'm not pledging nothing to nobody corporate, nothing. All I'm doing is reconveying my shit back in my private trust, and I'm gonna run my house. That's what Mo's not telling you. Okay? That's what. Hey, go to the public house real quick. Yep, right there. Get a little closer for me. Okay, now look at this, y'all. Look up a little bit more. Right there, yep. Birth and registrations. Okay. The person required to give information for the registration of births as follows, right? Father and mother, they up there, right? Boom. Then you got something called the occupier of the house, y'all. This what Mo's not telling you. They not telling you run your house. They not telling you run your own kingdom. They keep telling you they pledge they house to somebody else. I pledge my house to the government. We got our own government now. Look, so you pledge your house to the government, but you ain't get your house back from the state. So how you give it away to? That's why you awarded the state. Don't matter what you talking about. That's why they still lock your stupid ass up. That's why they still got your ass paying taxes, rent, all types of shit. You can't discharge it with your credit on the other side. Why you ain't doing that? Okay, let me not go too deep. Now, move that joint, bro. You got the tab hanging down. Let me see. All right, get a little closer. One other screen. There you go. The informant. Okay, the informant are to be preferred in this order, right? Now think it back. They got the registrar, right? Now, as you can see, it say a public institution as defined in regulations number 8 is to be deemed the house A public institution. So think about that. Social Security, institution. State of, institution. Hospitals, institution. Jails, institution. Schools, institution. You see what I'm saying? That's why every institution want that name and that social security number. Who they doing business with? You or their state. Why they out here trading securities and bonds under that specialty? Yo ass stupid. You getting a job. When you entitled to all that leisure, when you entitled to the whole estate leisure, to the corpus and the income, you entitled to that, but you get a job because you a debtor. You feel like you a debtor. You don't know your birthright. You don't know who the fuck you are. You're not understanding this game. You keep thinking you just got here to understand your nationality. No. God said covenant. God said covenant. God said covenant. Why don't y'all understand the covenant that God laid down? That's why he said divine and national, meaning divine, meaning God's covenant. You niggas lost that. These niggas don't understand the scripture no more. The first institution was the family. So who had the estates first, the family or a piece of paper that people created? Did the government come first or did the people come first? Say it again. Did the government come first or did the people come first? So the people estates was the first institution. God's trust and bond was the first institution with his intellectual property, heirs, men and women of God, product of God. Is it not written in your laws that ye are God's? Huh? So right now, people are going into these public institutions called houses, right? And they going to school there, they going to jail there, they having infants there, and they registering it. Meaning register means transfer, right? And they registering this property, right? Understand that, y'all. I want y'all to understand that, okay? So think about this. 1933, they put a mortgage on all the people's labor and property. All the people's labor and property. Okay? So everything get a lien and get mortgaged on. Okay? And this is why. Because they registered it first. First in line, first in time. Okay? You don't register it. You let them do it. All right, go back to the infant, bro. Go to the back to the IRS meeting. Let me a little closer, man. Crazy, man. Guys, crazy, man. They done made me go off, man. Okay? Okay, now, a little bit more. Every time you hand over your SSN, your SSN number, your BC, your license, you saying, yes, I am the name, right? I am the responsible party. That's why bills, right? Court summons, taxes, all come in the name. Scroll down a little bit more. All come in the name of the infant, right? All come in the name of a decedent, dead man, a dead thing. Can't say dead man, dead thing, a person, right? I want y'all to understand this, okay? The truth is you're supposed to be the executor and beneficiary. You're supposed to be the executor and the patir. You're supposed to be the executor and the patir, but you acting as ward and debtor. I want y'all to understand this shit, okay? This is what we got to do, okay? You must change the relationship, okay? Instead of using them as identification, debtor role, okay? Use them as evidence of a trusted estate exists, as you can see on the IRS menu, okay? You reclaim the title, the original one. So I'll be telling my guys, right? You reclaim the title, not this copy, the original, okay? The original. Where the original at? On the state record. Why everybody talking about send a bond to the treasury? Send a bond to the treasury. You're supposed to do that. It said it's in the office of the state. What are you talking about? But what do we know, right? Have executive authority, right? Reconveyance and UCC filings is a must. It's a must. Okay? Acknowledge the name in SSN as an estate. Stop acting as the name and trustee. Start issuing documents as executor and beneficiary. Okay? This is what we got to understand. We got to say, you know what? I got to repent. I got to change my mind. This is what Christ saying. Repent, change your mind. The kingdom is at hand. You keep thinking you a debtor and the government is the federal government. Why you think Trump said, right? We don't listen to them Democrats in DC. He's telling y'all, bro. We only listen to God in heaven. See, a lot of y'all think that's a game. Oh, he's talking about God in heaven. He understand all of these government authorities. If you read your Bible, it say all government authorities got their authority from God alone. Okay? That's why when Christ got stopped, he said, look, you ain't got no authority. Only authority you got is what my God gave you. That's what my father gave you. Okay? I'm not letting you act as my father no more, that parent's patray. Okay? My father is clear who he is. Okay? We're going to make this clear cut. Right? That's why Christ is coming like, I only say what I heard my father say. I only do what I see my father do. Y'all got to understand that. Okay? Because right now, everybody is walking around as orphans. Everybody is walking around as a bandit. Right? Everybody is walking around like as orphan Annie. Because no living heir ever claimed their estate. Because they acting as a person. Parents. Right? A pair that rent. A person. Right? An entity. A statutory creature. Okay? Y'all got to understand this. This is where we at with it. Okay? Because you claim a nationality, but your capacity or your role is a ward in the debtor. I want y'all to understand that. And to claim your estate, it has nothing to do with your nationality. You gotta change your capacity. That's where we at. Okay? Now, many Moors and other groups rightfully proclaim their nationality to distinguish themselves from the U.S. corporate franchise system. This is a matter of political status. Political status has nothing to do with the estate. So when Moors come to me and they see me talk about trust in the state, and then they come, you need to come claim your nationality. Bro, we talk about two different things. We on two different topics, but you think you right. Whole time we living good off our state, and you still got a job, but you talking about in the public, I got my nationality, but don't want to tell niggas you got a job using your SSN. Make it make sense, bro. Many declare nationality, but does not automatically shift to a state administration. The estate name in SSN is still on the books. It's still registered. It's still on the books. It's still registered. Still administrated by the state, parents patray. That's your father, right? The United States was by founding fathers. See, you keep going back to house, but y'all keep thinking nationality. You don't run your house, right? That's why you say Moors, don't amalgamate, right? You in somebody else's house, and you talking about what your nationality is, dummy. Right? I just want y'all to understand this, right? Public institution means house. You in somebody else's house. That's why you got to listen to their statutes and codes. House rules. Ain't law. It's house rules. Right? Just like you got to take your shoes off when you come in my house. These are house rules. They ain't law. You understand? That's what y'all under. Y'all ain't under no law. You're under house rules. Okay? By your parents' patray. By your father, your founding father. Right? That's an immigrant. Okay? So yes, if one claims their nationality but not also claim their estate authority, the estate remains as a ward of the state. The state remains as the ward of the state because the spirit man can have whatever nationality he want because this don't have nothing to do with spirit man. This the body. This is the capacity of who controls the corpus, the body. Who got right over the body? Who controls the corpus and the income? See, they don't want to control that. They say, I'd rather pledge my allegiance to to Moroccan nation, and I'm gonna leave my state with them. They can have it. I ain't messing with that birth certificate stuff. That's what they doing. I'm telling you, they scared of this. They scared of this banking and securities. I'm telling you. I know. I talk to the tops of them. I'm telling you. They don't know shit about this banking shit. They don't want to know. Okay? In law, a ward is one under guardianship. If you a ward, that means you got a king. And my God said, we don't do earthly kings. My God said, we don't do earthly kings, man. He's the king. My God is the king. We don't do earthly kings. We don't do sovereign states and they the sovereign. And we don't do earthly kings. My God don't respect persons. Okay? In this position, the infinite state described the IRS man you showed me, right? Is if you never acted as the executor. The states continues to treat you as the guardian, still continues to act as the guardian and trustee over your registered estate. The IRS menu is clear. Until you step into role, right? They got control. And by claiming your nationality, don't take control from them. I just want you to understand that. That just gives you political status. Okay? Nationality is like declaring I am from this nation, right? And this government, right? A state capacity is like declaring I am the heir and the executor over the house. Okay? Without stepping into the heirship and executorship, what's good is the nationality when they still got your inheritance under worship? They still control the corpus, the body. Just want y'all to understand that. Make it make sense to me. Go tag your top Moorish, and ask them why you don't got your estate. Show us you got your estate. Why you keep acting like it's all about nationality? Why are you not understanding that ain't no money and it's all credit and it's backed by our estates? Why don't I have my estate? Okay? That's what you need to be telling them. So if someone claims their nationality but doesn't take control of their estate, the state still uses their registered name and social security number in commerce. The state is still taxable, lienable, and seizable. Courts still presume the man and woman is standing in the name estate, debtor, period. So while nationality changed the political argument, it does not automatically remove the estate from wardship. It does not move the estate from wardship. Okay? So what you proclaiming? Okay, what did you do with your estate? What happened to the estate? Y'all niggas talk about nationality. I'm asking who the trustee, who's the beneficiary, who I need to talk to. I'm claiming that. Okay? To be free of worship, one must do both. At least do both. I know my nationality. Proclaim your nationality. 2, step into executor and heirship. Okay? Otherwise, the estate remains in probate. I've been there. That's why I was telling y'all. I've been on that side. I've been thugging for the Moorish. And I was there and why niggas was telling me they couldn't understand the estates. That's why we left it. That's why we left that shit alone. Because these niggas is talking some bullshit. These old niggas, and then they indoctrinate these young niggas. Now you got these young Moors thinking they swinging a sword when really they incompetent. They a ward. They might as well be called Negro, black, and colored. Because your estate is in worship. So it don't matter what you say the man nationality is. Long as this shit is in worship, you cooked. You cooked. Okay? I want you to understand that. Romans 8:17. If children, then heirs of God, and joint heirs with Christ. Okay? It does not say national. It doesn't say joint national with Christ. It doesn't say joint citizen with Christ. It doesn't say that. Heirship, trust. Heirship, trust. Okay? I want y'all to understand that. Yeah, so if Moors or anyone, I just want y'all to understand that. Because it's only these retarded ass Moors that just think their nationality is the end all be all. Right? If Moors or anyone only claim their nationality but does not step into executor heirship over their registered estate, then their estates remain as wards of the state, still administrated as an infant estate through the name and the SSN. Just like the IRS manual says right here. See, I got the law that they can't get out of. I got the rocks that's planted firm on the ground that they just can't move. This something you can't fuck up. It's gonna fuck you up. That's why they just need to shut up and get out of my way. I'm parting the Red Sea, nigga. Just follow me. Okay? Just follow me. Okay? Okay, every trust relationship has three main parties: grantor, settler, trustor. As y'all can see up there, y'all can see some, right? Okay? The one who creates and funds the trust. The grantor, settler, trustor. The ones who creates and funds the trust, okay? Trustee, the one who manages it, okay? Beneficiary, okay? The one is meant to receive benefit. Simple math, right? The grantor is one who contributes property into the trust, right? In the birth registration process, your parents, especially uh, mother's maiden name, act as grantors. They convey through their registration, because registration means transfer or convey, the birth event property of lineage into the state trust system. So as y'all can see on our website, the state of New Jersey admits that it's a public trust, and they held it in trust for the benefits of the citizens. So they cannot lie to us and say that it ain't no trust. Okay? According to the IRS manual, right? And according to when Genghis Bey put up here about the state of New Jersey public law, that it's very real. It's not no theory. Okay? This ain't no conspiracy theories. This is real fact. This is real law. Okay? Do your homework. Okay? So as you can see, legal framework. Okay? Public records. Once something is registered, once it's registered, it's a public record. Okay? Once it's registered, it's a public record. Okay? And the Social Security said, this is not your card. If we ask for it, you got to give it back. So all of these is public records, and they're held in trust for the benefit of the citizens, which is the state, not you, because you might, oh, they talking about me. No, they only recognize name and fictions. Okay? The system only recognizes estate names and fictions and numbers. That's it. It don't recognize living men. Okay? I want you to understand this. This is why the IRS says an infant is a decedent of a state or a grantor or owner of a trust. The infant at your birth is legally the grantor and decedent because your property, life, lineage, estate was transferred into the public trust system, as you can see right there. Okay? In public law, once something is registered, legal title goes to the state. In public law, when something is registered, legal title goes to the state. Parents, patray. Your father. You are left only with equitable and beneficial interests, but only if you claim it. So this is what we hold, right? Because they ain't use for it, right? Because when you borrow something, who's the creditor? That's why I kept on asking y'all. Who's the creditor? Under this specialty debt, who's the creditor? Right? Now you gotta understand, we got equitable and beneficial interests in this, meaning they using it, but on top of them using it, this is why our prophet said they owed us compound interest. They owe us principal and interest off this obligation, off this debt. Okay? They owe us, the living heir, the living soul, in that right capacity, principal and interest and annuities from this trust instrument that's been having life since whenever you was born. Right? Okay? So, but the truth is it's an inheritance, and the living man is the rightful owner and heir, right? Example, a car title. The state is the legal owner, holds the title. You only hold the certificate, but has equitable use. That's what y'all don't know. In equity, we rule. In the specialty debt, in equity, the heir rules. It's on the executor to fulfill this obligation. That's why Christ is coming to fulfill something. He ain't coming to fuck up the law. That's why y'all don't hear me beating down the law on nobody. Because I understand they house rules. There ain't no law. That's why I ain't got nothing bad to talk about the United States or whatever they doing. I don't feel tricked. I don't feel mad. I understand the game. I understand now. Okay, you came amongst my people and you put everything of ours in trust. And you said you holding it for us until a certain obligation is done. Cool. I'm not going to hate the game. I'm going to master it. Right? And I'm going to fulfill my obligations, which y'all need to do. Okay? So the name and state is a trust corpus. Okay? This represents the corpus. Right? So our prophet said, more is our trust corpus. This represents the trust corpus. Okay? Represents the trust corpus. Okay? In law, this is called the body. This is the legal body. Okay? This is the legal body. In law, the corpus is the legal body, right? A state. that was created when you was birthed and it was registered, right? So now it's a registered estate. Okay, the name is the property. This is the res. The name is the res. This certificate, this specialty is the res. Is the obligation, right? Is the asset, right? Because it's always double bookkeeping, right? It's always a debit and always a credit, right? You acting as a debtor, right? So the grantor, you, if it is a decedent of a state or grantor, right? The grantor is you and your parents, right? Because they registered you, right? Puts the property, the name of state into the system, public trust, right? The trustee, the state, the IRS, your state public officials are administrators, fiduciaries of the name of state, not you, the living man. The name of state, okay? Paper control paper. Paper control paper. That state of been incorporated. It's somewhere filed in the cabinet. Paper control paper. Not the living. Paper control paper. All right? But if you act as the name, you are presumed to be the trustee and the debtor, not the beneficiary and the executor. I just want y'all to understand that. It's the name game, man. Right? The earth is the Lord's, right? Psalms 24:1. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. The world and that they dwelleth within, right? So God, go back to the original trust, okay? God is the grantor, right? Adam is the trust. You supposed to hold this down. You supposed to have been holding this down, man. He gave you dominion, man. He said, come in my image and likeness. You coming in the image of the beast, right? That's why you ask Adam, where are you? Right? When God don't know where you at, that means you done fucked your whole self up, man. You feel me? When you see entity, scroll up, go to the IRS menu, bro. I want y'all to understand this shit, bro. They got me so hot because they really think they got it. Like, bro, that old ass information. Yeah, keep it right there. When you see entity type on the IRS forms, bank applications, court documents, IRS menu, it is not describing the living man or the living woman. It's describing a legal role and capacity being played inside the trust and estate system. Y'all see that? Entity type. Do it say living man? Do it say living woman? No, because these are all entities. These are all entities, right? We're not the entity. We're supposed to control the entity. Let me say it again. It say entity type, not living man or living woman, right? We're not supposed to be acting as the entity. We're supposed to be controlling it. Okay? It describes the legal role capacity being played inside the estate trust. Example, individual. Y'all see that? Corporation, trust, estate. Okay? Notice none of these are living men and women. They are roles in law. Notice they don't say men and women up there, right? None of them say. Why don't say that? Why don't? It ain't got nothing to do with us. Okay? Welcome to Babylon. Living man, right? The living man woman equals heir beneficiary, image of God. That's when you come in the image of God. That's when you know your position that what God gave you. If a child, then an heir. If a child, then an heir. Okay? I want y'all to understand that. The role in commerce, trustee, debtor, executor, agent. Okay? When you use the estate documents, SSN, BC, you are stepping into a role tied to that estate name. You are stepping into a role. That is not you. Okay? The system doesn't interact with living people. The system does not interact with living people. It only interacts with the role you play in the relationship to the name. In the relationship to the name. I want y'all to understand that. And they don't control the name. They want to declare their nationality and leave the name alone. They don't want the estate. So I'm telling y'all, I'm not talking about shit they talking about. Please don't mix anything that I'm talking about with none of that shit that they talking about. Eric is here to preach the kingdom of God. Okay? Every time you're going to come to my class, every day I'm going to teach you is about the kingdom of God. I'm going to get everything that I learned out of the Bible. Okay? I'm not going to go to USC. I'm not going to go to CFR. I'm going to go into the Bible and find the scripture that match everything that I'm doing. Okay? I want y'all to understand that. Okay? Let's map the roles out. As the debtor and trustee default in the public, you defaulted on that estate. You in default right now under judgment, right? You acting as the name, presumed to be the trustee responsible party for paying debts, bills, taxes, court. You got to pay it, right? And this entity ain't you. So you paying somebody else's debts. See why everything is prepaid? See why everything? Because it's all charging the estate, not you. You're not being charged. I'm not about to pull out some money for this. I'm not about to take care of this guy obligations when all obligations is handled by the United States government. That's the debtor. I'm not about to use this for this guy. It's not what I'm about to do. And if I do it, I will be reimbursed because the executor get a big check. Executor get big credit checks. You hear me? Facts. Okay? So as the executor and heir in private trust, if you claim it, that's why it's a republic if you can keep it. You act over the name, not under the name. You act over the name, not under the. You act over the name, not a subject, not a sub. You act over the name. Okay? You direct the trustee, the IRS, the state, the fiduciary. I direct them. I tell them what to do. You work for me. Okay? Instead of being managed by them, you claim the inheritance and beneficiary use. Y'all understand that? You got interest in this. What type of interest? Equitable and beneficiary. You got interest in this. Okay? The entity type says the same. Estate, trust, corporate fiction. The difference is what role you choose to play in it. You see all them names? What role you going to choose? What you was educated to know. Okay? What you was educated to know. Okay? Acknowledge the name is not you, but property. The corpus of the estate. Okay? Change your capacity. Stop acting as debtor. More is national. More is national. Sit in as the executor and beneficiary, right? Y'all gotta understand this, y'all. This shit is simple. It's just these old motherfuckers is still preaching this bullshit ass information. Okay? That's what's going on. Okay? If the IRS asks what entity type are you, most answer individual. I'm an individual. I'm a taxpayer. Right? That means debtor trustee under the name SSN. As executor, you would answer estate or trust. Why? Because now you put in a role as executor and heir. I want to be in a position of the executor and heir. I don't want to be an individual taxpayer. I'm going to claim that estate, man. Okay? I want y'all to understand this, man. This shit's simple, man. Nationality is about your identity and the relation with the nations and its government. Okay? Example, I'm a Moorish American. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I'm American national. Right? These changes your political standing, but not your estate administration. That mean this shit ain't go nowhere. You ain't do none of this. This shit still stay the same. Because you worried about yourself. You think the game got something to do with you, and it don't. Oh, I claim my nationality. My shit say Bay now, and it say L. I'm a Hebrew Israelite, and I'm American national. Nigga, you a ward of the state. Knock it off. You call yourself whatever you want to call yourself, bro. Because the game don't recognize you, the living man. So you can call yourself whatever you want to call yourself, bro. That don't bring you closer to this estate. Understand that. Okay? You can have your nationality recognized. It's good. You can recognize it. But your estate name, registered estate at birth, is still being ran by the state of unless you step into as executor. So that's what I'm saying. I see these niggas waving the flag and they got it's cool. That's dope. But they not telling you after they put that flag up and take that, they got to go get a job. They still using the SSN. Ain't no money. It's only credits, but they still out here jobbing it for Federal Reserve notes. Make it make sense to me. Why would I care to be calling myself a Moor so much? Don't take my inheritance for God, but just care about the Moor Science Temple and just care about my name being a Moor and leave my God-given inheritance, my God with God, I'm not taking man over my God. This that divine part. You niggas care too much about the national movement. Okay, and you forget about the God part. And that's what rich off knowledge and the new mind gonna fuck you up every time. That's why they can't stand the rain. If they gonna get next to me, they gonna get wet. Right? And then after that, I'm gonna burn that shit down. Okay, it's a new day. Nationality was the order of the day. Don't get it fucked up. It was the order. And ever since the New Deal, it's been a new day. And it's a new day, and we winning. We winning. Whether you like it or not, whether you the truth hurt. So whether you like this or not, it's still the truth. That's what niggas gotta understand. You could not like it. You could not like me. You could not like what I'm saying it, how I'm saying it. But it's still the truth. Stop me when I'm lying. The devil's a liar, y'all. And a lot of these niggas is the devil. They tricking you. Because a little bit of knowledge is dangerous. Okay? A little bit of knowledge is dangerous. And these old niggas and these young niggas just be having a little bit of knowledge. And they be thinking what they telling y'all and what they selling y'all is right. I'm telling you, they hitting you with this. And I'm telling you, now that I'm putting all of this shit out in the public and I'm letting people know a little bit how we moving, right? Not too much, but a little bit how we doing. Everybody's going to water my shit down, remix it, and come charge y'all $10,000. I'm telling you, you better tap in because that's what's coming. That's going to happen. Right now, my information is spreading, right? So they're going to go copy me. They're going to look up my homework. They're going to do everything and think they got it because they study me like a hawk. Then they're going to think they got it, and then they're going to try to give you some shit that they ain't got yet. I'm telling you, think about it. Okay? A ward or infant is a person who cannot manage their estate, okay? Who needs a guardian. And the state acts as parents patray, as the guardian of that estate. That's what's going on, right? If you only claim nationality but not the estate, you're like, yes, I'm a Moorish American, but the estate is still in probate being ran by the state. Make it make sense to me. Make it make sense to me. So do you care about calling yourself a Moorish that bad that you left your estate, but you just happy to call yourself a Moorish? Right? Come on, man. Or I'm a Moroccan. What they want to I'm a Moroccan national. Whatever term you want to call yourself today. Is that more important than your God-given inheritance? I don't know, man. Okay? I don't know, man. You can proclaim who you are, heir by blood, right? But unless you act in your role, unless you act in that role as executive, the law still treats you as a child in the ward. Period. Nationality ain't enough. Let's hashtag that. Nationality ain't enough. Go tap these boys and tell these boys, look, nationality ain't enough. This is something good to know. Coming from a slave and you don't know who you is, it's some good shit to know. But hashtag nationality ain't enough. Hashtag that, because that's what's going on, right? Nationality means who are you? That's it. And remember, this shit ain't got nothing to do with us. This shit dealing with a registered estate. Who are you? It's talking about that. They don't really care who I am. It's talking about this. They don't really care who I am. They talking about this. Okay? I want you to understand that. Okay? A state deals with your role and capacity, right? What role are you playing in the trust? Why Moore's not asking that? Why Moore's not asking that? Why you not asking, yo, since this is a state of trust, what role do I play? Why you talking about, oh, I declare my nationality and it, huh? Huh? Come on, man. If you only fix nationality but didn't take your estate, you become a national with no inheritance control. Still under administration. So why would I want to just be a national but I don't got my estate? And I'm telling y'all, I found myself there years ago. You repping this national shit, but you ain't got no estate. You still out here hustling and ducking for them Federal Reserve notes. Because you left your estate. You ain't know how to get your estate when you declared your nationality. Right? Understand that. This why Moors and nationals and Moroccan nationals and is still getting taxed, fined, arrested, and foreclosed. Right? They fixed the identity issue, but left the estate issue untouched. They fixed the identity issue, but left the estate issue untouched. What does that mean, Jenkins Bay? They wards of the state, and whatever the state say They gotta do it with their fez on, with they Morris flag. Okay? I just want y'all to understand this. So 100%. Nationality is important, right? But it's not the same as a state control. Hashtag nationality ain't enough. Nationality is important, but it's not the same as a state control. So Jenkins Bay is speaking a state control kingdom, a state control kingdom, God's covenant. These niggas is coming here talking about more science, temple, and nationality. Oh my God. Please make sure y'all share this and make sure y'all tag a Moor or a Moroccan that you know and hashtag it ain't enough. Okay? It ain't enough, man. I want y'all to understand this, man. Parents patray, Latin, parent of the nation, right? Legal doctrine. The state acts as the guardian. So who's the guardian of this? Who's the guardian of? And look parents patray up. It's real. It came from England. So everybody, where did it come from? UK? Is it? This came from England. Okay. Parents patray. Okay. From Rome to England to the US. Okay. Legal doctrine. The state acts as guardian. One who can manage one who cannot manage their own affairs. Minors. Right? Scroll down for me. This who they act as guardian over. Scroll down for me, buddy. Infants, right? Infants mean minor. Infant is a decedent. Okay. So legal doctrine, the state acts as guardian over who cannot manage their own affairs, meaning infants, minors, in law. Okay? When your birth is registered, the state has placed you in, well, not you, the estate name, right? Under the parent's patron, right? The estate is under guardianship until the heir comes of age and claims it. Now read this. It's a guardianship, receivership, or custodianship. Okay? Who's acting as the guardian? Sure, not your damn mommy and daddy. I'm telling you, you hear me? The birth certificate entry into the public house, the state franchise. Once the state becomes your sovereign, your king in law, your sovereign, your king in law. Well, God told you about having man kings. Okay? Until you act as executor and move the estate out of worship. Until you convey this, until you take Jenkins Bay 5-step program, until you understand specialty bits, your ass is considered a ward. And trust me, y'all, I've been on that side with the more of this and the more of that. And these guys didn't have no answers for me about this shit. So what I had to do was go get my own tribe. And we discovered this. Oh, this is what niggas is missing. Right? You can't get out of this shit. Okay? Just declaring your nationality. That was the day when the prophet was here. That was the prophet day. This one when people was people and they wasn't persons. Right? What happened in 33? Right? What happened in the 1800s? Right? With the Organic Act, right? When people turn persons, nationality ain't the order of the day no more. Okay? Nationality, it was good for people that's coming out of slavery that didn't know who they was. Calling themselves property of the state, wards, because a colored, a Negro, are funneling wards of the state. Black, these are wards of the state. Okay? This is what he's trying to tell y'all. People be thinking it's nationality, but really he's getting you out of that trust role, that trust structure. He getting you out of that. Not just about your nationality. And that's what these Moors not educated to tell you. Okay? Until you act as executor and move the estate out of worship. So even if you claim Moorish, Hebrew Israelite, American national, whatever you want to say, if your state is still in that public house, that public institution, that house, the state remains the trustee and sovereign over it. Period, bro. And they can't get out of it. Nationality is about a political alliance. Okay? But the estate name was reconveyed. It's still sitting in the state's house until under the parents' patron. So while you pledge your allegiance to Morocco or the Moorish, whatever you wanted to do, that estate is still in the public house because you didn't reconvey that, Joe. Just want you to understand that. This is why Moors get arrested in court. They walk in as nationals, but the estate name is still under state control. Okay? They still get taxed because the SSN estate name is still under federal jurisdiction. They go to jail because they argue nationality, but they never shifted the state out of the state guardianship. Huh? Makes sense, don't it? You're like, damn, that shit makes sense. Screaming all this nationality jurisdiction shit, but my estate's still with them. They still acting as the father over my inheritance. Who you think I control, G? Okay? Woe to thee, O land, when thy king is a child. Okay? Ecclesiastes 10:16. If the heir does not step into authority, the executor, the land, the estate is ruled by another. Okay? I want y'all to understand this, man. Because under parents patray, the state says you are an infant ward and we are your parent. So long as that presumption stands, the state statutes, taxes, courts apply no matter what nationality you claim. No matter what nationality you claim, okay? If you ain't do this 5-step program like Jenkins Bay is advocate, your ass is still a son of foreigners, immigrants. That's why they control you. That's why they can tell you what to do. Take your kids, lock you away, tax your ass. You see what I'm saying? Because your ass leaving that estate. Nationality fix your identity. A state administration fix your capacity. Without both, you remain a ward, a fondling, an infant, a decedent of a state, because that's what you acting as, right? Come on, man. Come on, man. When someone claims their nationality, Moorish, Hebrew, American national, they're saying, I belong to a nation, not the U.S. corporation. That's identity, right? That's political alignment, right? But that does not touch the estate name created at birth. All this shit is good. Like, don't get it fucked up. Like, I'm clapping on for you niggas, right? But that just ain't the shit I'm talking about. This shit right here, this kingdom shit, I ain't talk about that nut ass shit y'all talk about no more. That shit dead. That shit old, man. Shit dead, bro. Your estate is in the house in commerce, the corporates of the trust. If you don't step in as patray, father, owner of the house, then by default, the state plays the role of father. That's why they the founding fathers. They want to be somebody's daddy so bad. Y'all keep digging this shit about national. This shit all house rules. This shit got to do with our kingdoms. Shit ain't got nothing to do with that nationality shit, man. They trying to rule your house, man. That's what parents patray means. The state acts as father of the house until the heir comes of age. That's why they want to keep you stupid. That's why they be, yeah, you got your nationality. Yeah, we recognize it. You ain't got that estate, though. Okay? You ain't got that goddamn estate, though. Okay? If you claim your nationality but don't act as executor patray of the estate still is administrated under parents patray. You are still considered a ward of the public house. That's why courts, taxes, and police still bond you. They are not operating against your nationality, but against your abandoned estate. Give a fuck that you got your nationality, you nut ass noodle. Right? You the only one care. Motherfucker, you see Chinese, you see French, you see anybody else. So it's only these nut ass Negroes, blacks, and colors that finally learn something. That little bit of knowledge is dangerous, that they think they got the end all be all. Still got more studying to do. Young whippersnapper. Okay? A man says, I am Moorish American. I am a Moroccan national, right? Court says, that's nice. But the name estate, John Doe, is on our books. It has debts and charges. Someone has the answer for it. And it's going to be your ass. It's going to be we're going to start with your ass. You hear me? If you don't act as the executor, the court presumes you just the trustee debtor, standing for the name. Okay? The patray of the house. In Roman law, patria familia was the father, master of the household, who controlled the estate and protected it and its heirs. In trust law, the equivalent role is the executor and heir position. The executor and living heir position, dog. Welcome to Babylon. Okay? Welcome to Babylon, right? So if you don't play the patray, the state does. If a father don't claim the estate, then the state will be the father, and then they'll take control of it. I want y'all to understand this shit. Okay? Know this, right? Timothy 1:3-5. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how should he take care of the church of God? How can he take care of the kingdom if he ain't even the father of his own house? I want y'all to understand this shit. This shit biblical. This shit divine, man. This shit is a divine order, man. And if you ain't in order, your ass cooked. Okay? It's your ass cooked, man. If you claim nationality but don't act as the executor of the house, the patray, then your estate remains in the public house, under the state as the sovereign, and you as the ward. I want y'all to understand this shit, man. Okay? I want y'all to understand this shit, man. And it's all, any case law y'all want, okay, about parents patray being real in America. Look it up. Look it up, man. When the U.S. separated from England, they inherited English common laws unless certain things they left out, right? So instead of the king that we serve now, or the crown, we now serve the state, okay? And later came the federal government, okay? This is why U.S. court still cites parents patray when exercising power over children, CPS cases, custody disputes, wards, estates of minors, incompetence, decedents, okay? I want y'all to know that, man. In this effect, the states become the king. In this effect, the state become the king, administrating the people estates as guardians, as they children. You got a piece of paper called the state of New Jersey saying that you his kid. Yo, you my son, you my daughter. A piece of paper saying they my father? Make it make sense, y'all. Make it make sense, man. Okay? When your birth was registered, you was placed into rulership system. The name estate was treated as the infant ward of the state. Until you act as executor or patray, father of the estate, the state presumes authority as the parent and king. Okay? I want y'all to understand this, man. The U.S. as trustee of the people. In law, the state and the U.S. federal government claim sovereignty authority. Okay? But act as trusteeship over the people. Okay? Example, Supreme Court case often says the state as parents patray may protect the interests of its citizens. You a citizen? You a resident? You acting as in that capacity? Oh yeah, they got control over you for sure. Okay? They got control over you for sure. If you don't act as the executor or heir, the state acts as your parents and sovereign under this inherited principle. This is why taxes are collected for your benefit. Courts administrate justice as if you're incompetent. CPS, welfare, licenses, all fall under parents' patray jurisdiction. What you need a license for? How they taking your children? How they taxing you and ain't no money and they taxing your estate? Who's the sovereign here? Who's the king? Pilate asked Jesus, why was you born? Are you a king? Jesus said, that's why I was born. So if Christ is telling us we king, why you got the state acting as the sovereign? Who's the real king? Okay? Parents patray meaning parents of the country. Under this doctrine, the state can act as guardian for minors, individuals deemed an illegal, incapacitated, in some cases, enter classes of citizen, a whole class of citizens they can act for. Ain't this some shit? Okay? It originated from English law, where the king, the crown, served as default guardian for those without proper parental oversight. This authority carried over to American jurisprudence. This authority carried over for American jurisprudence. Okay? I want y'all to understand this shit, man. While the United States did emerge from the English law and traditions. Okay? I want y'all to understand that, man. This is where this shit came from, okay? The U.S. originated, right? A constitutional republic, a res publica, just like Rome. A republic, a res publica. where sovereignty rested in the people and governed by law, not by a king or a corporate entity. Not by a king or a corporate entity. Why are you letting these state ofs be your king? Why are you letting them be sovereigns? Did God say to do that? Nah. That's why rich off knowledge and a new mind, we under God's law. We don't fuck with man's law. All that corporate shit y'all want to call yourself, that's cool. But we ain't going. We ain't going, man. Okay? So, put me up to the screen, bro. Put me up to the screen, man. Yeah. What's up? Slide out your baby, bro. You said what? All right. Put me back to the screen, Brody. I came before y'all today, man. Not just to remind you who you are, but to remind you of what you left behind. Okay? Yes, we Moors. Descended from the mighty nation. Yes, our nationality is key. Because it tells the world who we're not slaves. Okay? We're not property. We're not corporate fictions. But here's the truth that has been hidden for many years. Nationality without controlling your estate is incomplete. Okay? It's incomplete. Okay? When we were born, our parents gave notice of birth, right? The state registered that event. Just like when you register a car, the state becomes the true legal owner. Just like when you sign a mortgage, the bank holds the legal title. When your birth was registered, the state became the trustee of the estate. Okay? The name is not you. It's the estate decedent account. I want y'all to understand this, man. Under English common law, the king was called parens patray, father of the nation. When American broke from England, the states inherited this principle. So today, the United States and several states acts as the parent. You are not an infant. You cannot. So this is what they say, right? I want you to understand this, right? When you was born, you're an infant. You 41 now. Are you still an infant? Are you still a minor? You 31 now. Are you still an infant? Are you still a minor? You still in that same capacity though. Okay? They say you are an infant. IRS manual, right? You cannot manage your own estate. We will act as guardian until you come of age. This is called parens patray. This is why you get taxed, fined, and jailed, even with your nationality proclaimed. You still treated as a ward of the state. Okay? Your name is a state decedent, a dead estate, okay? Your name is an estate decedent, okay? The SSN is the account number of the estate. And until you step in as executor, the state administers your estate, okay? Want y'all to understand that, bro, okay? Understand the difference between nationality and capacity. Role. Nationality and capacity and role, okay? If you claimed your nationality but did not act as executor of your estate, a Moor with the nationality but still a ward of the state. That's why Moors still go to jail. That's why Moors still get taxed. That's why the estate still get foreclosed on. Okay? Because the estate is unclaimed. Okay? I hope I made this shit very clear. Okay? Where we at? How many minutes we at? Hour 128? Yeah, let me wrap up. I hope I made this clear, man. I hope I broke this down as clear as possible as I could using the law, using IRS manual, right? Showing y'all the facts, okay? Hoping y'all understand this spiritual covenant with you and your creator, not with you and no damn public institution, not with you and no statutory creature, okay? You're supposed to have dominion over any creature that crawl upon the earth. That's all legal creatures that you're supposed to have dominion over. Okay? We supposed to be ruling shit. Okay? Not being rude, not being subject. Okay? I want y'all to understand this. Okay? Now, If one does not understand that we must take control of this estate, then you're lost. If you think all this is about nationality and who you are, you're still lost. Okay? Now, what you gotta do, I'm telling you what you gotta do. One, you gotta follow Rich of Knowledge on all platforms. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Okay? That's what you gotta do. YouTube. You gotta go do that immediately, right? Then you gotta go follow Rich of Knowledge, a New Mind Temple on Instagram and tap into classes. That's what you gotta do, right? We got the specialty deck class coming, okay? It's gonna teach you all about these instruments under seal, okay? Then you must enter the class and do your 5-step program and understand how you must shut down the public, right? Shut down that social security number, right? Make it a decedent. You gotta bury the dead. Make it a decedent. Stop acting like you the living dead, right? We gotta kill that off, right? And we must then take control of all the securities and the annuities in the estate account. Okay? We must then understand the IRS. This one the IRS coming at. Okay? We must do the estate taxes. Okay? This is how your credits is gonna come. This is how you're gonna get your annuities, okay, from the treasury. 5-step program, y'all. Okay? Now, if y'all have any holes in what I'm saying, please drop it in the comments. If you see any hole in what I'm saying, please drop them in the comments because I got time. I will kindly come to your comments. If you come to me and you say something the wrong shit, I got time. Okay? Jenkins Bay got time because I'm burning down all false teaching. If it's a lie, I can't stand. Okay? So shout us out, man. Shout out to Rich Over Knowledge and New Mind, man. We bringing y'all the exclusive. Y'all must repent and get a new mind. I'm telling you, you gotta repent, get empty your cup. All this old watered down shit that just been given to us, it's over with. That shit dead. Okay? Now let's play ball. Let's go after this estate. Okay? I love y'all, man. Peace and love to the people, man.